Yesterday, the Biden administration added the Houthis to the government's terrorist list in light of the group's sustained terrorist violence against U.S. military and commercial ships in the Red Sea. It might seem like the sensible response of a clear-eyed commander-in-chief, except that Iran-backed Houthi terror isn't new. For years, this group has made no secret death to Israel, curse on the Jews, victory for Islam. Why on earth did President Biden remove the Houthis from the terror watch list in the first place? And why did it take so long to admit that denying the reality of Iran-backed Houthi terror was a mistake? It's good that the president finally mustered the fortitude to authorize strikes against the terrorists who threaten America. But just like its response to Putin's war against Ukraine, the Biden administration's response to Iran-backed terrorism has been hesitant, half-measured, and openly conflicted over the risk of escalation. It is Iran that should fear the cost of escalation, not the United States and our allies. Iran must fear that terror against Americans' interests will result in military responses against its interests. That its complicity in Houthi attacks on global shipping will produce devastating economic pressure from all across the free world. That continued terrorism, whether by proxy or by Iranian personnel themselves, will be met with swift and costly retribution. It's all well and good for President Biden to authorize yet another round of strikes against Houthi missiles. But having to do so multiple times in the span of a week is a pretty good indication that his initial effort did not exactly send the desired message to Tehran or its proxies. The world's most active state sponsor of terrorism is actually stepping up its violence against U.S. personnel in the Middle East precisely because it doesn't believe we have the resolve to respond with strength and impose serious costs. And the chronic, compulsive effort to tie our hands only validates this assumption. It only encourages our adversaries to lash out with impunity. We know exactly what an undeterred Iran looks like. After 3 years of the Biden administration's desperate policy of conciliation, it's what we're experiencing right now. Regardless of which corners of our politics are willing to acknowledge it, America cannot hope to deter aggression with weakness. We need to start investing seriously in the capabilities and capacity to meet the task at hand. We're facing an axis of connected threats that stretches from Moscow to Beijing and Tehran and Pyongyang. Our adversaries speak the language of strength. America can't afford not to be fluent.